we were discussing the updates regarding the case filed by the Heritage Foundation against the Department for Homeland Security regarding Prince Harry's visa saga. I know, right? So much has happened since then that that might seem like that happened a million years ago. But that was what we were discussing as at Saturday. So, during the breakdown of the case, as I was discussing with you guys, we saw that the judge in the case slapped down the Heritage Foundation's Freedom of Information application and, as a matter of fact, reprimanded them for the disrespectful manner in which they were referring to Prince Harry. Can I just say to you guys that I'm still giggling at that like a little child because it's just always so nice to see people who are unaffected by the pressures, one way or the other, not for Harry, not for Meghan, just standing up for what is right. It's really, really nice to see when that happens. So, this is where we're going to pick it up from this week, right? So, having failed at their attempts to gain access to the documents relating to Prince Harry's visa file, the royal family enlisted the help of the worst president in the world, Donald Trump. The Department of Homeland Security slapped down the Heritage Foundation's application for information into Prince Harry's visa. And then what do? They go to see if they can get President Trump, former President Trump, to apply pressure to whoever. Perhaps they've tried to get him to do something behind the scenes and it didn't work out. Then they got him to come out in the public and say, "Even I am president, I will make sure that I deport Harry." Because he was able to say, I think, speaking at the Conservative Political Action Conference on Saturday, the former president said that the Biden administration had been too gracious to Harry since he moved to California with Meghan in 2020. This comes days after Harry told Good Morning America that he has considered becoming an American citizen, adding that he had no idea what was stopping him. So President Trump told Daily Express, "I wouldn't protect him. He betrayed the Queen. That's unforgivable. He would be on his own if it was down to me." Well, what about the people he betrayed? Donald Trump betrayed so many people in America. And it's not up to Trump. I would be very sorry for those who did not vote for Donald Trump were he to become president again. I think he needs to worry about paying the 400 plus $1 million that the government says he owes in his New York civil fraud case. And that's just one of the cases where he owes money. But the fact that they are willing to associate with Trump in order to use Trump against Prince Harry tells me how desperate these people are. And they really are desperate. And who can blame them for being desperate? Have you seen have you seen the situation of the British royal family at the moment? It is chaos. It is absolute chaos. Sussex Love says one would think that with all his legal woes and all the payments he's got due, he wouldn't have time to stick his nose into Harry and Meghan's business. Donald Trump disrespected the Queen. He walked in front of her, blocked her way so no one could see her. And on top of that, he kept her waiting. What is he talking about? Exactly. Exactly. I can't um they better make sure that he does not become president again. Some people say that could never happen. He should never have even been able to become president in the first place. So I'm no longer trusting of what is possible in this world that we're living in at the moment. Joanne Baker says this is the Heritage Foundation. Behind all of this, the Orange Menace is a clown and a jackass. Absolutely, absolutely agree. Okay, let's continue because have I got stuff for you today? So, since that attack against Prince Harry didn't work, the Daily Mail and their syndicate started to float the story, inferring that Prince Harry released a documentary on a Netflix rival site despite their $100 million deal with Netflix. The Daily Mail says Prince Harry's Invictus Games has started in screening on the Daily Mail. Sorry, I'll read that again. The Daily Mail says Prince Harry's Invictus Games documentary has started screening on streaming channel Hulu in what appears to be a slap in the face for rival Netflix, where he has a 5-year deal. According to them, they say a senior source at Netflix says Harry and wife Meghan remain under a contract with them but appear to be taken by surprise by the news. First of all, they don't know what kind of deal Harry and Meghan have with Netflix. Second of all, it was not a documentary, it was an expanded version of the interview Prince Harry had done with ABC's Good Morning America. And of course, the idea is to spin it as though Prince Harry has done something wrong in breach of his contract with Netflix so that they can insinuate that there's something wrong with their relationship. They are scrutinizing the relationship that Harry and Meghan have with anyone who could benefit them so closely. It's a wonder that the relationships don't break down under the pressure of the scrutiny. That's one way to test your relationship, isn't it? To put it under the scrutiny test. My goodness. I love it that Netflix remains calm through all of this and um, that Harry and Meghan are conducting themselves completely focused on where they're going and what they're doing. Anyway, part of what they're complaining about is this headline. Prince William was surprised by success of Prince Harry's Invictus Games, a degree of jealousy. So one of the Royal Rota favorites, Robert Jobson, had the audacity to say the quiet part out loud on camera. He said that Prince William was jealous of Prince Harry's success with the Invictus Games. Before we go on, can I say that we've been knew this already? It's been quite obvious for the blind, the deaf, and the dumb to see. The jealousy and the rage at Prince Harry's success is out of control. So I got this story from People magazine, who had this to say about the story. So the ABC News special, Prince Harry's Mission, Life, Family and Invictus Games, now streaming on Hulu, used footage from the Duke of Sussex's recent interview with Good Morning America's Will Reeve during his trip to Canada with Meghan Markle for the Invictus Games 1-year countdown celebration, with past sit-downs to explore the event's history as well as Harry's relationship with the royal family. Robert Johnson spoke about the adaptive sports competition for veterans and service personnel being the Duke of Sussex #1 passion project. It's been very successful since its outset, Jobson said. It doesn't come cheap. It costs a lot of money, and he's been able to continue to raise that money throughout this period, which is quite impressive. But I think there was a degree of jealousy about how well it had gone. I do think that William was surprised at how much this had been a success and how much money was being thrown into it and how many governments were getting involved, Jobson added. This was probably part of the reason why the British uh, government, through the Ministry of Defense, we're now trying to make a bid to host the Invictus Games in 2027, which has not worked out, by the way. As I said, we been knew this. What is surprising to me is that this information is now being discussed openly. Jobson has been known to be Team Charles, right? Conspiracy theories abound. The Derangers were very unhappy about this statement coming from a royal rodent. And this squaddy on Twitter summed up the Derangers' reaction in this tweet. Just have a look at this. Just have a look at this. What happened? Did I forget to put it in the presentation? Looks like I did, you know. I was scrambling to put everything together. Anyway, basically, the tweet was basically saying that, let me pull this up from the source. Just a second. And that is if I've got the source connected to the computer. All over the place today, man. Hello. I think I don't know whether it's to say that YouTube has been having a problem, although I don't know how that would affect this live stream. But it's really challenging at the moment. Can you hear me now? Okay, that's great. Thank you, Marcia, for confirming. There's a lot going on. I don't know what's going on. I was watching somebody else's live stream today and they said that they were experiencing all of this that I am experiencing. But I thought that by now, whatever is wrong with YouTube would have been corrected by now. But it looks like it hasn't. Oh my days. Okay, let's continue. Where were we? Yeah, we were busy talking about Prince William being jealous of Prince Harry's success with Invictus Games. Right. So anyway, uh, the same people who started that particular firestorm, they tried to put out the firestorm with this headline saying Prince Harry's fresh swipes at William and King in new documentary were unintentional. Unintentional? How do you unintentionally accuse someone of being jealous of somebody else in the public space when you know that there is a war going on. They just can't seem to get anything right. They can't seem to get anything right in the UK media. Who is in charge of the PR for the British media, for Prince William and all the principals in the royal family, they just can't seem to get it right. But between all of them, there's not one of them who seems to be capable of showing that they have any common sense amongst all of them. It's quite embarrassing to see. It's quite embarrassing. I'm quite embarrassed on their behalf. I'm suffering from secondhand embarrassment. I'm quite embarrassed on their behalf because just watching them making mistake after mistake all the time and not being able to do anything reasonable is quite embarrassing. Oh, anyway, before we go on, let's pause for a quick chat. Firstly, a massive shout out to all the awesome folks who have recently subscribed to my channel. Guys, you rock. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Weezy Banks family. Your support means the absolute world to me, and if you are been listening to my channel and you haven't joined the Wheezy Squad yet, consider hitting that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. Now, guys, listening to all of this, you get the level of pressure that the Sussexes are under. But have you fully understood the amount of danger and the fact that these people are trying to cut off every source that the Sussexes could have to ensure that they are able to take care of themselves and their family? They want to cut off every means that they could have to become and remain financially independent. This is the great elephant in the room. The battle against the Sussex friendly channels for that reason is no joke. It's as intense as the ongoing saga of Harry and Meghan themselves. But fear not, guys. Don't worry about it. For this stage of the battle that we're in, I don't think Harry and Meghan need to do anything. We just need to keep on supporting them the best that we can. And one of the best ways, which they didn't anticipate, was the Sussex squad who keep on amplifying Harry and Meghan's message. They keep shoving down the receipts anytime they try to bring up a false narrative. The Sussex Code rebuts whatever it is they're saying with receipts online. The battle is fierce. If you're on Twitter, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. The battle is fierce. The battle for the online reputation of Harry and Meghan is fierce, and the Sussex Squad are doing an amazing job. So, um, support the Sussex Squad any way you can with your subscriptions, with your likes and your comments. We're doing our best to push back against the narrative, against Harry and Meghan in the online war. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, for instance, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Don't wait until you get to like me first before you subscribe. As long as you like Harry and Meghan, just subscribe to the channel. I promise you, your love and likeness for me will come later. There's nothing to dislike. Honestly, we're on the same team. And if you're in a position to lend any extra support, like donating to the channel, every little bit helps. Trust me. As you know, when channels of this nature are beginning on YouTube, We need to be able to keep the lights on. We need to pay for stuff. So the donations we get helps to pay for every subscription that we have to pay for access to information. So if you can, please don't wait until you like the person first before you can make a donation. Every little helps. Okay? All right. So let's dive back in. So the discussion about the documentary that they were crying about was followed by this article in the Mirror, which said Harry and Meghan to be ruled up out after saying too much about William and Camilla. Okay, but I wouldn't pay too much attention to this story because this story was sourced from guess who? Valentine Lowe. So I skipped reading the body of the story because that would have just been an epic waste of my time. But going by the headline alone, I think what is going to come is going to shock everyone. What news the royal family have to give to everyone is going to shock everyone. Further, I don't think there's too much to be worried about for the immediate future because Harry and Meghan just appear to be very focused on their own endeavors and they're not worrying about whether the royal family will let them come back because they have their own kingdom to build. So it's all nonsense. Let me look at your comments before I continue. Sandra Tay, what a hypocrite he is. This is a person who is married to someone from another country. Has he forgotten about his in laws and his wife? Are you referring to Trump? I think you might be. Yeah. If that is the case, then absolutely. Delusional people do not have the capacity for rational thought. That means we're expecting too much from the royal rota. And disorganized crafter says just have to keep praying for protection along with a plethora of debunking. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Okay. So let me continue. So I just thought it might be a good idea to, because, when you're hit with the tsunami of news headline after news headline, sometimes it's difficult to figure out what the agenda is. And while I was preparing for this, I just thought to my dear, Louisa, what did you say? Why don't you just take a moment to examine exactly what is going on? So, what is going on? First of all, Kate dropped like a fly in oil. Then William came out of hiding. Probably he has been telling everyone. He has been telling everyone that no, probably he has probably been saying behind the scenes that no one wants to give him the opportunity. So everyone stepped away and they gave him the opportunity. And then he flopped at all his basic engagements this year. Did you notice that the engagements that William had were not even complicated ones? First, he had investitures, and then he attended the London Ambulance fundraiser, and then he attended the BAFTAs. That's been it. That has been it. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Prince Harry, who you say is the dumb one, has been very successful at his own engagements. Then Harry and Meghan updated their website to say the office of Harry and Meghan, and of course, I'm paraphrasing. This means that Prince William is not happy. He's not happy that Prince Harry remains protected by American laws in America, because the judge did not allow the Heritage Foundation to disrespect Prince Harry. Neither did they agree that the Heritage Foundation had the right to access Prince Harry's visa file. And then what did you have? Then what did you have? You had Rob Johnson, who is known for being Team Charles, then coming out to say that William has always been jealous of Harry. Team Chelsea's Spanish division has been spilling all the tea about Kate's illnesses, indicating that Kate is not doing very well. Okay. So, OK Magazine stepped into the chat to try to mop up the mess by saying, wait, wait, wait. Kate Middleton's health condition remains worrying, according to a journalist. She's not progressing so favorably. Wait, what? That language they are using in the article is the language of mental health professionals. Am I right? Wait, let me see what you're saying. When the truth comes out about Kate that could end the monarchy in its present form. Yes, I saw an article just as I was getting ready to come online that I'm going to share with you, which has the potential to do that. Willie only comes out when Harry comes out. No, I think he's no longer going to be doing that because every time he tries that, his incompetence sends him back indoors. Willie has manic and delusional highs, saying solving homelessness and the Middle East have been solving homelessness and then probably peace in the Middle East. Then having drunken and angry lows. He needs a doctor. Absolutely. Is that what we are seeing? It could absolutely be. Hmm, that's strange. And this is the article which has gotten everyone's burden. What would happen to Prince William if he was charged with a serious crime? Because, you know, this lie that they're trying to convince everybody has taken place, which is that Kate had an abdominal surgery, is no longer holding, right? Most medical professionals are saying that you don't need 9 months to recover from abdominal surgery. And if it was something as simple as her being pregnant, they would have brought her out, dressed her, put lipstick on her, and sent her out with her bad wig to show everyone that she was fine. So something more serious must have happened, right? And that's exactly what this article, and that's exactly what this article is discussing. Saying what will happen to Prince William if he was charged with a serious crime. They're trying to say, can you send a prince to prison? And what happens when he becomes the king? Hmm. What happens when he becomes the king? So they are trying to say that there are rumors online stating that William has done something to Kate. That's what they're trying to say. This is getting louder and louder, guys. This is getting louder and louder. So, to combat that, they put out this story. Mistakes were made when Diana was alive. King and William are ensuring that Kate is always supported. Hmm? Thank you, Andrea. It did not take me 2 seconds to identify and remove her sorry behind from the chat. Silly. So then, did you guys realize that this is coming up tomorrow? The judge in Prince Harry's court case regarding his security is due to make his ruling tomorrow. Reading my tea leaves, I think that this is going to go in Prince Harry's favor. What do you guys think? Hi, cookies and cream. Hi, Neva Walters. I think uh, the ruling on this case is going to come out tomorrow. So fingers crossed that it goes in Prince Harry's favor. There is no reason for it not to go in his favor. Let's see. What did you say, Neva? I think Charles sent for Harry to speak to him privately. Charles seemed to be afraid of evil Camilla. He let Harry know Kate's status. The fact that Harry left so soon, it's in control. Mm. Even if Kate's status was not under control, it's really not. He's not her husband. He's not supposed to stay behind to. He doesn't have the elixir of life. So what was he supposed to do? And looking at the comments, uh, well, let's see what happens tomorrow. I will be keeping an eye out, and as soon as I have any details, I will definitely be giving an update. Whatever the case may be, the fact remains that William pulled out of the service and Camilla was due to lead the service. It was clearly very last minute though, because the reading from the service still had Prince William's name on it. Can you see? Second reading, Revelations 21 1 to 7, read by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. That's William. So his withdrawal from the event was so last minute that they didn't have time to update any of the printed material. Who is this person? Wow. I wonder if we'll ever see King Harry. That is on my bingo card for the future. Most people don't want to hear that, but I think something like that is in the making. But let's watch and see. Let's not speak too soon. But you know who must have had the heads up? The Greek royal family. The Greek royal family must have had the heads up over what was happening in the UK, because this story here is from the Greek reporter and it's using the same language as what the Daily Mail did, which is Queen Camilla leads memorial service for ex-king of Greece, Constantine. Look at this. The royal communications from Buckingham Palace says, operational note, Thanksgiving service for the life of His Majesty King Constantine of the Hellenes, St. George's Chapel, Windsor. Her Majesty the Queen, accompanied by members of the royal family, will attend a Thanksgiving service for the life of His Majesty King Constantine of the Hellenes at St. George's Chapel, Windsor. You see? Now, by royal protocol, when King Charles is not around or under the weather, Camilla's, if we're following their protocol, Camilla is way, way, way behind William. So I think this is something that must have prompted a tantrum in William. This gave room for the family clown to come out of the closet to supposedly lead the family because, of course, Queen Camilla leading the family into the church does not look good and might have had the British public in arms. Do you think that that would have had the British public in arms? I don't think so. I think the British people are so overburdened by bills that they don't even pay the royals that kind of mind anyway. But yeah, Andrew, Andrew was brought out, clearly enjoying himself because of all the shenanigans that are going on in the royal family at the moment. He has the opportunity to do something which, under normal circumstances, would have been normal because he is one of the spares to King Charles, right? So he would normally have stood in for King Charles in this kind of event anyway, if it wasn't because of what has happened. So he look at him looking very pleased to have been let out of the closet to come in, represent the royal family, with Fergie by his side, sorry. And is that not the husband of Rose Bush by her side? I think so. What did we see next? This article from Mail Online. How William finally met the Rottweiler and she came out saying, I need a drink. More revelations from acclaimed royal author Penny Jr. Guys, I was going to read this story so I can report on it for you. But guess what? You would never guess. The story was behind a paywall. I couldn't read the full story because it was behind a paywall. But who is going to be paying a subscription to read the Daily Mail? That's not me. I think they're getting ready for Prince Harry's court case in June. Oh, let me look at your comments before I move on to the next thing. Karen says that's Prince Anne's husband next to Fergie. Oh, is it? Okay, let me go back. Let's have a look at that. Oh, okay. And that's Princess Anne and just behind him there. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Anyway, this story seems to me like Camilla could not take her victory of overthrowing Prince William as the heir to the throne without squabbling in the marketplace like the market woman that she is. She has had her own PR person send William a public warning to rub it in and make sure he understands that she has won and she has come out on top. Just look at the headline. How Prince William finally met the Rottweiler and she came out saying, I need a drink. More revelations from acclaimed royal author Penny Jr. I was not going to be paying, I'm not going to take up a subscription just so that I can read Daily Mail stories. No, thank you very much. So that's me done for that. But just going by the headline, I think I would say Prince Harry tried to warn William, but he wouldn't listen. And as this Twitter user said, essentially William believed in his own hype, and now reality has set in. He allowed his jealousy get control and he pushed away his brother and sister-in-law who could have been his biggest allies. Now he's drowning in his own cesspool and he has no one to blame but himself. Can you imagine? And since all the secret weapons were no longer available, okay, so they had, let me just go back to that picture. So I can't see her in this picture, but I think Princess Beatrice was there. She's one of the royal family's secret weapons. Guess who said, I'm done with your and your messy selves? Prince Edward and his wife, Sophie. It's Switzerland. They are on vacation in Switzerland. They are done, 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 done with the royal family and their shenanigans. You guys remember that Edward had taken some time off after he came back from whichever country it was that he had been to on royal tour. He was around for a week and now him and Sophie are on vacation again in Switzerland. That's them. This is she's probably sitting next to somebody else, but that is Sophie. You would never know it because she's not wearing a stitch of makeup. But and so and it looks like she has released from her face everything that was holding her face up. Far be it from me to typically question somebody else's looks, but they are not leaving Harry and Meghan alone, so they deserve anything that they're going to get. But you know who is giving me joy, is giving me life? Queen Letizia. She attended the memorial in the UK for the King of Greece. This event that William has um, decided that he would not attend. Can you guys see what she's wearing? I just love Queen Letizia's energy. She telegraphs support for Meghan with every fiber of her being. Guess who was seen wearing a cape coat recently? Our lovely Meghan. I think if there was ever going to be a royal reunion, I'm quite certain the other royal wives would love to see Meghan come back. Look at this. Queen Letizia has class and style and she carries herself well and represents well. Absolutely. Just look at this. And this is not the first time she is twinning with Meghan as well. She often wears pieces that Meghan would wear, and I view that as a way of telegraphing her support without saying a word. Also, who remembers what happened when we saw this picture. I'll wait. Who remembers what happened when this picture came out? Or what was happening when this picture was taken? Exactly. Exactly. I'm not going to read your comment out loud just because of the S word. Okay. So now, when you have this, Prince William pulls out of memorial service for Godfather due to personal reasons, Palace says. If Harry and Meghan could attend this event in spite of how dire their circumstances were, what was that personal reason that was so important that could cause William to pull out of anything that looks like royal duty? Yeah. What was that thing? What is that personal reason that would cause him to abscond from this event? Sussex love, this is one thing that I think about because nothing makes sense, right? This is the problem that the royal family are having. Nothing makes sense. Anyway, it's not all bad news because the Sussexes are doing what they should be doing. Um, they are doing what they should be doing. They are very focused on their projects, their relationships. They are focused on their business relationships, trying to make sure that they meet up, I'm sure, with various complex arrangements they have on ground and all their responsibilities to these business organizations. And that's not to even include their own immediate family and their foundation work. So, where are we in the battlefield of the Game of Thrones? What's next? Harry and Meghan are doing what they should be doing. And they recently announced, Better Up recently announced that they are going to be partnering with Mercedes AMG Formula One team to bring mental strength, resilience, and agility to the racetrack, all in the name of performance. You see? So they are focused on doing that. This is recent. This is today. Who wants to bet that we might soon see another announcement from Better Up saying that they want to, or they have partnered with the NFL and what was the other one? And the pilots. And maybe that's the networking uh, that Prince Harry has been doing to create the relationships where he could build a bridge between Better Up and these new organizations. In which case, Harry is doing great work. Exactly. Harry is doing great work. That's what all the networking is all about. These appearances at football events, Him being with the Invictus, I'm sure that there are discussions currently going on with Better Up, how to partner with the military community or to develop a deeper relationship with the military community. Guys, let's not forget to support the supporters of the Sussexes. The Derangers are giving the Sussex supporters bad reviews on their sites, their platforms, in order to attack their businesses. Let's be intentional about our support. If I might suggest, have a look at this headline from the Daily Mail, which says Netflix viewers slam streaming site's new thriller as one of the worst movies they've ever seen. But that hasn't stopped it from climbing up rankings, which means with Kelly in the movie, I think that is down to the Beehive and the Sussex Squad. But let's continue to support this movie regardless. Um, I'm sure Tyler Perry and his team are seeing the reviews and they will go back to check and see whether they can apply any constructive criticism they have received to their performance. But it's interesting to me that this is the very first time I'm seeing in public. It's interesting to me that this is the very first time that I'm seeing that one of Tyler Perry's movies is being slammed as being the worst movies, one of the worst movies since he started. And I think that this is coming from his association with the Sussexes. So, where we can, let's intentionally support anything we know that any of the Sussex supporters are doing. Do you guys remember? Is it a month ago or a couple of months ago? Um, Somebody came out and was trying to. I think Christian Rees is his name. He was trying to vaguely accuse a black billionaire of doing something. Some people say he didn't come out or we didn't hear more from him because he has been paid off. But I think that it's also possible that they were trying to attack Tyler Perry through one of these kind of people. They're trying to ruin his reputation. They're trying to fight against his business. So the war is real, guys. The war is very real. So if you are into movies and you've got Netflix, please don't hesitate to support Tyler Perry's movie. Um, Even if it seems like it's on the number one slot for weeks on end, just the same way Spare was, let's go ahead to support because these people are intentionally going out of their way to leave bad reviews for the work of anybody who is supporting Harry and Meghan.